Welcome back to the GameStar Season 2 qualifiers. We're into the Week 4 Round 2 match between Nomia and City Walk. And well, Nomia, they've been on top of the scene for pretty much the entirety of the year, only dropping one or two games throughout the entire year regionally and doing quite well internationally as well. And City Walk, a bit of an up-and-coming team. They've shown some alright performances. We'll have to see how they go here against Nomia. The map for round 2 is going to be Brax's Holdout, and I absolutely love watching Nomia's play. On Brax's Holdout, they do always show very controlled games, and we'll have to see if City Walk is going to be able to handle it. As we see, it looks like they want to just take away some of the comfort picks on the side of Nomia. Ben's Zeratul has always been a bit of a strong pick. I'm not sure if it is necessary to bring out a first ban for the Zeratul, but it's always an option to take away. But Brax's Holdout is a map where wave clear does end up getting prioritized a fair bit, so things like the Gul'dan and also Valak can be still quite strong here on this map. But also the Morales does tend to go up in priority when it comes to this map, just because of the fact that when you come into a map where there's a 4-1 split, having the Morales there does significantly boost the strength of the 4-stack. It is going to be the Xayah taken away on the side of Nomia. Still a very strong hero coming out, and also another one that does supplement that 4-stack very well. So we'll have to see where these first bans start coming out, because, well, first picks start coming out, because this isn't necessarily a map where globals get the most value. So things like Falstad and Dahaka are not necessarily the highest of priorities. That is going to be the Gul'dan first pick, already taking that way off the board. But when it comes to globals, Falstad and Dahaka are not necessarily the most highly valued, but Dahaka does still see a fair bit of play, just because of the fact that he brings a decent amount of sustainability. He brings wave clear, he can hold the solo lane quite well, and also be quite a nuisance when we get later and later into the game. So we'll have to see if that's going to be somewhere where Nomia go with, but I've been liking the Arthas and also the... Well, actually, it's going to be the Probius picked up. I'm very happy to see this. I'm so happy we get to see a Probius. I bet Skimmy is going to be a little bit disappointed that he didn't get to see the Probius game, but I am so happy we get to see a Nomia Probius. I'm so happy. Have to see if they are going to be putting that Probius into the solo lane, because I think he can be quite well at dealing with most lanes 1v1. He can be very annoying to deal with, and even if he gets put into the 4v4, he can still be a very strong nuisance to deal with, but it'll be a little bit harder. If he does go for more of the cannon build, it'll be hard for him to get the minerals necessary to boost up those cannons if he's going to be put into the 4v4. But on the other side, it's going to be the Malfurion and the Anova Rax, so very strong heroes picked up on the side of City Walk. I'll have to see how they round out their composition as we are getting into the second round of bans. We have to see. I'm very interested to see where the rest of this draft goes. I mean, Arthas is a very strong solo laner, and we've seen Ben be very strong on the Arthas over the past couple of weeks. So I'm not sure if it's going to be the Arthas or the Probius going into the solo lane. I just had to really think about that again, because I was talking about how Probius can be very strong in the solo lane because he can be very agile, he can still apply a lot of pressure, the wave clear is really good. But then again, there's the Arthas, who is a very strong solo laner, can do a lot of those things while also being a rather significant frontline. So we have to see where they end up putting these heroes, and very interested to see where they go with this, as Tychus gets banned away by Nomia, not wanting to see that one coming in. So probably going to be another tank coming in, because Arthas, although he is a warrior and can be quite durable in fights, he's not necessarily the best of solo tanks, because he doesn't necessarily have the best engage. He doesn't have very strong tools of proactivity. Have to see if we'll see where, or if they do end up supplementing that with some more engage or some other ways to get into fights. It's actually going to be the Jaina band away. I'm not entirely certain where that's coming from, but that does leave quite a bit open for Nomia. I mean, they are going to actually be taking the Zul'jin, the Morales, so this is going to be a very strong combination in the full stack. So Zul'jin will be quite good at just wailing away at anyone, and with the Morales at his back, he could be very, very comfortable just pretty much just A-clicking onto an opposing hero and just blasting them down. So be very strong and very harsh for City Walk to actually deal with in the solo lane. And an Uberak, although he can be quite durable against a lot of mages, if he's going to be up against a Zul'jin, he's just not going to give any cares about that spell armor. He's just going to wail away at that big bug and just really take him down to size. So a very nice pick going into that composition already from City Walk. We'll have to see how they finish off their draft. They will probably want some kind of auto attack damage. There's maybe even the Grey main, and they'll probably want something to hold the solo lane, or at least, or if they're going to be throwing the Nubrek up there, maybe something to hold or suit their 4-stack. But it's going to be the Chen, so that'll probably be going into the top lane solo, or it could be bot lane solo, just wherever the solo is. That's probably where the Chen's going to go, and it's actually going to be the Reyna, so that's going to be the auto attack damage coming out from City Walk. Probably a bit of a comfort because there's still quite a few decent options when it comes to auto attacking. There's the Valor still available, which has not been touched yet. I have to see where Nomia go with the last pick, because maybe it is going to be that secondary warrior, maybe even something like the Leoric. That's what we've been seeing quite a bit over the past couple of weeks. The Leoric has been coming back in favor since he got a little bit of a buff to his skeletal swing and some auto attack damage. He is a real nuisance to deal with, and especially against something like a Chen, who pretty much has to stand still to get a lot of his sustained durability. While he's drinking his brew, he is just a setting duck for the life drain from Leoric. So it's a very nice composition. I'd say it's a nice composition coming out from Nomia, but it's a bit of a mismatch of everything. They have like 3 viable solo laners, so I'm not sure which one they're going to throw up there. But if it's going to be the Chen going into the top lane, they could very well throw the Leoric up there, throw Arthas and the Probius into the 4-stack. But then again, they could also try and throw a 2-3 split in some way, try and really throw off the balance of what City Walk are trying to pull, because what City Walk have looks like a very solid 4-1 split. But if that gets messed up a little bit and they're going to be forced around the map, it could be very awkward for them to actually deal with. So we'll have to see how they play around this. And we are getting into game. This is game 2 of week 4 of the GameStar Season 2 qualifiers. On the blue side, we have Nomia. We have Fat 94 on the Leoric, Robodoba on the Arthas, Vanilla on the Lieutenant Morales, Arcana on the Probius, and John on the Zul'jin. And on the red side, we have City Walk. We have Blank on the Gul'dan, Eota on the Reyna, Melo on Malfurion, MKL on the Inubarak, and we have Tall Dude on the Nubarak. Wait, I said MKL on the Nubarak. MKL is on the Chen. Let me just say that. And we do have the 4-stack going into the bottom lane, but it's not the one that I was expecting. It's actually going to be the Reyna to go into the solo, but we do have Arcana and Fat 94 here in the top lane, starting to set up some of these pylons to allow this Probius to start setting up and being a real nuisance. He is going to be going with the gather minerals, so he'll be wanting to stack up a lot of those, try and get a lot of those minerals to really boost his tower damage and be a real big nuisance. He will have a lot of opportunity to do so. He's not going to be pressured all that much, and meanwhile in the bottom side we do have a 3v4 for the side of City Walk. They do have the advantage, and John is going to be taking a bit of damage, but he's going to be actually okay with that, as Robodoba is going to be trying to split him up a little bit, but he's going to be taking damage in return. John taking a bit, but he is going to be fine. The Morales is going to keep them sustained quite well, but you want to be trying to stick around a bit of a happy medium when you're playing this Zul'jin. You want to stick around that half health mark just to try and get that damage, also the attack speed going real well. So they're trying to get aggressive onto the Chen, but they do get a lot of damage down onto Robodoba, but he's going to be able to back himself away thanks to the tapping of the well. But meanwhile on the top side of the map, this Reyna's getting absolutely no respite, getting just harassed the whole way through, with pylons being very aggressively placed, and he's getting absolutely no help from the rest of his team. So it's going to be hard for him to actually sustain this, as Chen on the bottom side does get taken down. So a very nice start for Nomia. They get a nice clean pick, even though they are disadvantaged when it comes to the man number, but they are not discouraged by that. They are very comfortable going into this matchup. So they're trying to get into the Nerve-Rack. They do manage to lock down the Gul'dan, and that's going to be a kill. So, and very nice grenade coming out from the Morales, manages to knock the Gul'dan into a very strong, very good position for them to finish him off. So very nice start for Nomia. They get the advantage on the bottom side of the map when they really had no business doing so. And now John is going to just start wailing away on that Nerve-Rack, who just does not have the ability to just sustain through all that damage. And MKL is going to be forced to the top side of the map. Looks like they're trying to hold on to it, but it's just going to be a bit of a delay of the capture of the beacons. As looks like Fat94 is going to start working his way on towards the Chen. He's trying to get out of there, but looks like they're just going to be taking a lot of damage. MKL does not have any ways to get out of there. He is going to fall, so it looks like they're going to have to start working towards the bomb side of the map. As John does take down the Nubarak, does not have sustainability, and Malo on the Malfurion does not have any more mana, so this is going to be a nice clean kill going over to the side of Nomia. That's another one. And they're just going to get a full Zerg wave quite quickly. And there's just absolutely nothing that City Walk have been able to do so far. They just have been torn apart by this somewhat unorthodox lane assignment from Nomia, and they just haven't been able to recover from it. As a nice flank coming in from Robodobo does lock down the rain. That's going to be another kill. And now with this Zerg rush, it's going to be very easy to take down this fort. They're going to keep on pushing. Blank and the rest of the team are starting to work their way to the top side of the map, but they're already so far behind in experience. They're down 2 levels, they're down a tier talents, and it looks like they're just trying to mitigate any kind of damage coming into them. They're struggling to get the wave clear in there with a lot of harassment coming out from the members of Nomia. They are going to be able to clean up this wave. The members of Nomia are just going to back away, and it looks like they're going to start working towards the bottom side of the map. Okay, is getting set up, but not going to be able to push Chen too far away. Well, he's not going to go too far away just yet, but with all the members of Nomia coming alongside, the Chen is going to have to be very careful in any kind of defense. They do get blown forward thanks to the grenade. It looks like they're trying to lock him down. They do get the root, and it looks like they're trying to take him down. Takes a lot of damage with the rest of the members of City Walker here, but they're a little bit too late. They won't be able to defend this keep or the fort, but they are going to be here at least to protect the Chen. But it looks like they're trying to get even aggressive onto him. He tries to drink to keep himself sustained, but he's going to get locked down, and they don't have the sustainability. The healing is just not there. And that's going to be another kill going over to Nomia, and this is already going from bad to worse on the side of City Walk. And we're looking at the previous build, it is pretty much just cannon talents at 1 and 7. It is going to be turbocharged at 4. Despite the fact that it got nerfed a little bit, it is still very strong. He's so very mobile, and also really just hard to take down. So looking at that build, it'll be interesting to see how it goes further into the game, but considering how this game has been going so far, I'm not sure how much further into the game we'll be getting, because as we see, Vanilla is going to be on his own, and the rest of the members of Nomia are going to be working towards these camps. They have grabbed both of the camps on the side of City Walk. Looks like they're trying to get very aggressive. Arcana moving himself very far forward. Does manage to get some of those rifts in to try and deal some damage and slow down the members of City Walk, but it's just going to be a bit of a nuisance. Going to get knocked up by a tall dude on the Nubarak, but he's not going to be at any risk. But the Malfurion does go a little bit too far forward, get locked down and knocked around by Vanilla on the Morales, and that's going to be another kill going up to Nomia, and they're just going to keep on applying pressure. Iata on the Reyna, trying to trade with John, but it's just not really going to be enough, especially when you have the Morales pretty much in the pocket of this Zul'jin. It's been very hard for them to actually deal with. And now looking at the top side of the map with this camp pushing in, it looks like they're trying to defend it, but Robodoba on the Arthur is just going to keep on applying pressure. They do lock down the Reyna, he's going to get taken down, and Tordu does just burrow himself into the entomb of Fat94, but not going to be able to, they're not going to try and move too far forward, but still a very nice pickup, and they have level 10 on the side of Nomia, but they're not going to push too far forward. It's going to be the null gate coming out from the Probius for the heroic, so it's not going to be the pylon overcharge. Just wanting to be a little bit more controlled with the, or just bring a little bit more zone control with that null gate. So just want to bring that, trying to poke and harass just a little bit more while the rest of the team keeps on pushing on the bottom side of the map. But here comes a bit of an engagement onto Fat94, but he seems quite okay with that. Robodoba comes in from the side, and they're getting very aggressive onto Blank, and here he's going to be the first one to fall. He's trying to drain to sustain himself up just a little bit more, but he's going to get taken down. Malo is the next target. He's getting slowed down by the Arthas, and he's not going to be able to get out of that. He is going to get slowly whittled away. He is going to back himself into the bush, but he's not going to be able to get too far away. That null gate is doing a lot of work. they're going to be able to pick up 2 more members, and as the beacons are coming up, it did get taken by the Chen on the top one, so that is going to be a bit of a nice pickup for them, just to at least delay it, but they don't really care about that. They're just going to keep on pushing in, because John and Vanilla on the bottom side of the map had pushed through the entirety of the keep. Grenade pushing Blank away from the Entombs, but that's not going to be too much of a problem, as they're just going to push in onto the core. The death timers are still quite low on the side of City Walk, but they're just going to keep on going with this fight. John is dropping very low, but he does have the stim drone to keep himself pushing and keep going real hard. It looks like he is just going to keep on charging in onto, he's just going to keep wailing away at the core. He does have the Taze Dingo, so he is going to fall, but in the end that is going to be enough damage. Arcana is going to keep on poking away, and that is going to be an incredibly quick game going over to Nomia, and with a very interesting composition. They just blasted them, and very well done to Nomia.